On the morning of January 6, 2025 at 11:15 a.m., a man named David Moreau was enjoying the view of the Pacific Ocean from his apartment balcony. As usual, it seemed like a normal day. Suddenly, about 5 miles away from his apartment on the hills of Pacific Palisades, he saw sparks and flames rising. Within just an hour, the fire spread so rapidly that the smoke completely engulfed the hills. A satellite view revealed that the fire was first reported in the Palisades Hills, but within a few hours, it spread to areas such as Eatonhurst, Kenneth Getty, Scarborough, and San Fernando. When the fire broke out, winds of 100 kilometers per hour were blowing, moving from inland toward the ocean. Now, the question arises, if the fire initially broke out near the ocean, in Palisades, how did it spread 30 to 40 kilometers inland against the direction of the wind? Welcome back to another video where we delve into this mystery. The fire destroyed a total of 38,000 acres, 150 square kilometers, leaving over 12,000 buildings and homes devastated and forcing 180,000 people to evacuate. This fire is the most destructive in Los Angeles' history and, as of the production of this video, has still not been fully extinguished. All attempts to contain it have failed. Water bombers were dropping 45,000 litres of water at a time, which seemed like a mere drop in the ocean compared to the scale of the fire. Special chemicals were also being dropped, but nature seemed unstoppable. California, which already faces water shortages, had empty fire hydrants due to a lack of water. Additionally, the firefighting resources were spread thin because the fire had spread to 7 different areas, and the winds of 70 to 100 kilometers per hour only made the fire more intense. Before we dive into understanding the actual reasons behind the spread of this fire, let's look at the history of wildfires in California. Over the past 25 years, California has been a hotspot for wildfires. In 2003, the Cedar Fire in San Diego County ravaged 273,000 acres. In 2017, the Tubbs Fire burned 36,000 acres, and the Thomas Fire burned 280,000 acres in December of the same year. In 2018, the Camp Fire consumed 500,000 acres, and in 2020, the Glass Fire spread across 67,000 acres. A common factor in these fires was that they all occurred during the winter months. So why do wildfires mostly occur in the winter in California? The answer lies in a phenomenon called the Santa Ana winds. These winds are warm and dry, blowing in Southern California and Baja California, especially during the autumn and winter months. On Earth, to the east of California, lies the desert region, known as the Mojave Desert or the Great Basin, which heats up under the sun, increasing air pressure. Meanwhile, the air from the ocean is cooler and has lower pressure. We've learned in 6th grade that air moves from high-pressure areas to low-pressure areas, and the greater the pressure difference, the faster the air moves. So the Santa Ana winds move from southeastern California towards the ocean, drying out everything in their path. As a result, the entire region becomes dry, with bushes and trees becoming highly susceptible to catching fire. The dry and warm winds turn the entire region into fuel for wildfires. If even a small fire starts, these winds exacerbate it, causing the flames to spread rapidly. Now, ideally, the fire should spread in the direction of the wind, but in the case of Los Angeles, the opposite happened. The fire initially broke out near Palisades, close to the ocean, but eventually spread inland. This counterintuitive spread can be explained by a fascinating phenomenon known as the mountain wave rotor. On mountains, the side facing the wind is called the windward side, while the opposite side, where the air is moving towards, is known as the leeward side. When the wind hits the windward side, it is forced upward, creating a vortex effect on the leeward side. This vortex causes the air to swirl and the wind direction changes. In the case of Los Angeles, Palisades is on the leeward side, and due to the mountain wave rotor, the air moves in the opposite direction, carrying the fire inland. This is why the fire spread 30 to 40 kilometers against the wind direction. Once a wildfire intensifies, it can create strange phenomena that are difficult to predict. One such phenomenon is the fire tornado, a rare and dangerous occurrence during intense wildfires. It behaves similarly to a regular tornado, but instead of just wind, it contains flames and superheated air. The rising hot air pulls in cooler air from below, creating an updraft that spins in a vortex. This can drag nearby dry bushes into the fire tornado, intensifying the chaos. These fire tornadoes generate their own winds, making it very difficult to predict the direction of the fire. They usually travel uphill, spreading the fire further. Wildfires are a harsh reality, and with climate change, they are likely to become more frequent. Nowadays, artificial intelligence is used to predict the direction of fire spread, and this information is passed on to firefighters. Firefighters try to contain the fire by spraying chemicals around it to prevent further spread, but in Los Angeles, as soon as they control one area, the fire spreads to another because of the winds. The first recorded wildfire in US history occurred in 1871 near Michigan, where 1.2 million acres were burned, and 2,500 people lost their lives. From the 1871 Peshtigo fire to the current Los Angeles wildfires, nature has been sending us a clear message. Controlling wildfires remains nearly impossible, but if we try to understand nature and adapt to climate change rather than fight it, perhaps the cycle of wildfires can be stopped. We hope you found this video insightful, and don't forget to like and share it. Thank you for your love and support through your comments. We'll meet again in the next exciting video.